Welcome back to Pursuit Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today we have the dynamic duo. That's the CZ 457 and the Vudoo V22 Gen 2 on the bench. We are going to do some 150-yard group shooting so I can tell what my ammo is doing since the weather has changed. But let's get right into it. All right, before I head all the way down there, I'm going to show you this target real quick so you can see this is marked for Vudoo and the CZ, and these are the lot numbers. So I'll go over at the end, explain this again on how these lot numbers work, but what we're going to do is I'm just going to shoot some Fowlers at this, and then we'll do 2 5-shot groups per lot. All right, we just put the target card out there. Like I said, I am going to start with the CZ, so these first 5 are not for a group. They're really just kind of a sighter to see what we got going on. Have a little bit of wind kicking up, but it is very light. So let's go at the shoot and see. The top left, and we'll see what we got here. Like low and left, but that's a cold bore, so let's see. Oh, all right. All right, look like we're trending basically low and left. We're gonna give it a 1/10 more elevation. So this isn't the good lot. It's not the lot tested, and of course the wind decides to pick up. Hard for me to see down there through this scope. Definitely left. I'm gonna dial in 2/10 right just so we don't get these all mixed together. This doesn't look too bad. Not bad at all. I mean, that's about 1 inch is what it looks like. So I'm gonna knock a 1/10 off of that elevation. And wind is still kind of right and left. See what we can do. Right in the paster, that's what I'm talking about. Looks like that one dropped low. Not too bad. That looks like it's going to fare out to be about maybe a little over 1 inch. In the wind, 150 yards, pretty good. Last one. That was definitely low. Not the best groups I've shot with this, but considering the temperature has dropped quite a bit, and I want to bet those are all going to be hover maybe a little over an inch, but not too bad. So we'll leave this alone. I might come back to this here in a little bit. Let's swap over to the Vudoo and see what we can do there. All right, same story here. We are just not running the scope cam. Let's go to the shoot and see again. This is the same first lot. Get our 5 kind of siders out of the way. Low right. That one sounded hotter. There we go. These cold bores in there. Not too bad. So hair low, hair right. Let's get this first lot going. See what we can do on some pasters. Hopefully we're close. Group 1. Oh, way high and right. Oh, it's somewhat grouping. Might have moved the wrong way on the scope. So not that great. All right, let's see what we can do. Yeah, we're definitely left now. Woo! Okay. Not that great. After regionals, I started really wondering how this would shoot at distance. And I guess we're finding that out right now. So this is the second lot. We were left, so I'm gonna take and put a 1/10 of right back in it. Hopefully get us back closer to the paster. All right. High right. Oh, getting voodooed. Now, if you're not careful, this is the problem with a Vudoo, is right now this round won't come out, and that is because when I loaded it, I pushed it too far back and it slid over the top of the other cartridge. So you have a cartridge in like this one came up and skipped over. So now it is rim locked and it will not push forward. So basically the only option there is to kind of play with it. There we go. And get it freed up. That is what will hang you up in a match. Nothing like a huge pause in your group. Whoa. We're gonna go down another 1/10, a little hotter. All right, let's go to the last one. So far not looking great for the Vudoo. Yep, not great. And this is something I really wanted to see for myself. I think we're seeing it out there, is that this ammo is the same ammo I just shot in the CZ. It's 50 feet per second or so faster out of the Vudoo. The wind has basically been doing the same thing. There's been no dramatic changes. With that target cam groups that you're seeing down there, there's a ton more windage in the Vudoo groups. And I don't think that's because of the Vudoo. I think it's because the ammo gets that much more affected by wind the faster it's going. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but any kind of ballistic sap or a Kestrel, put your match ammo load in there, give it like a 90-degree wind at like 5 miles an hour. Increase the velocity of the round up 50 to 100 feet per second. It's gonna tell you to hold more wind. I'm gonna go retrieve that target and then we'll talk about this a little bit more. All right, so in no way was this the performance of my life for either rifle. The one thing that I find the most interesting is that when I was shooting the Vudoo, shooting the same ammunition but faster, it was showing more kind of wind drift than the CZ. Although with the one lot, they both about performed the same, so it was kind of a wash there, but neither were doing great. Both guns have shot much better groups than this. But the real kick in the teeth is the first lot that I shot out of the Vudoo. That's what I took to regionals because that's what shot best at 50 yards. So a little dose of my own medicine goes to show you, you need to test everything. So just because it shoots lights out at 50 doesn't mean it's gonna do that at distance. But I need to lot test this. I need to find some slower ammunition that's not gonna be as affected by the wind. But let's take a look at this target card. All right, so for the CZ, we shot an MOA group here, an MOA group there. This ammunition does pretty well. This particular lot, the 01122, is my backup lot. And then my main lot shot 1.3 and 1.4. And I pretty much expected that. Actually, I expected 1 inch out of this because that's typically what this lot shoots out at 150, but a lot of that could have been me. It's hard to say when you're shooting at 150 yards. So we went down to the Vudoo, shot the 01122, and we had a 1.7 and a 2-inch group, which is freaking terrible. And I'm so disappointed in myself that I didn't test this before I went to regionals with this rifle, because this is what I was shooting all the way out to 300 and 400 yards. And it's over MOA, which for me is just totally unacceptable. My rifles need to shoot sub MOA at least to 300 yards. So then we went over to the 05036 and it shot a 1.4 and a 1.2. So very similar to the CZ, but very different. As you can see, the CZ had more vertical dispersion, so maybe it's just not as consistent in that rifle. Whereas the vertical dispersion here was a lot tighter, but the wind played a bigger role. All right, let's just get this guy out of here. This will be going straight to the burn pile, never to be shown again. Please don't ever bring it up again on the channel. We're just gonna forget this day ever happened. For those of you who have stepped up and supported the channel in recent light of all of YouTube stuff that's going on, I really can't thank you enough. So you guys are keeping this channel afloat and I really appreciate that. We're not going anywhere. I'm not gonna stop making content. I am saving up my pennies right now so that we can start lot testing for this. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm sorry. 1 second. I promised you guys I would explain the lot numbers. Okay, so there's probably zero chance of this focusing in the camera right now, so I'm gonna take a picture and I'll send that up. The very first 4 numbers are going to indicate the ammo type and the year. So 10, that would indicate that this is Eley match. If it were an 11, it would be Eley tenex. 21 is the year of manufacture, so 2021. The next 2 numbers are the machine. So in this case, 05, it's machine 5, and the last 3 numbers are the batch numbers, 036. So by reading this, we can say this is Eley match made in 2021 on machine 5, and this was batch 36 off of machine 5. Below that, you're gonna see 1062. That is the muzzle velocity. Don't buy this and expect that to shoot out of your barrel, this muzzle velocity. What that is a good tool. If you find a lot that just hammers out of your rifle, go back and look at that. See which machine it was and see what the stated muzzle velocity is on that box. That way, when you run out of that ammo and you start your lot testing process again, go and start with that machine with ammo around the same muzzle velocity. That's gonna help you get a little bit closer. But that's what all that labeling means. I didn't want to forget to give that information to you guys. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.